Hello everybody, what's up? My name is Ryan M. If you've ever seen any of my gaming videos, see Ryan M Gaming, but this is Ryan M Reacts, and the first video we will be reacting to is going to be 2 disturbing real Tinder horror stories. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I would react to videos that you could see, funny ones, haha, because I enjoy to laugh, but I'm still working on how to figure out to, do the extra, make the whole box thing, you've all seen it before, it's the reaction type stuff, but, because I don't have a laptop or anything, so I use the iPad and the iPhone and my PlayStation to kind of do all my YouTube stuff for my gaming channel, and now for this channel, so let me know if there's anybody here can help, anybody who sees this video could help me out. Probably won't get too many views or anything, but who cares? What? I like doing it. I enjoy making YouTube videos, so let's get into it. 2 disturbing real Tinder horror stories by Mr. Nightmare. I'm gonna put his link in the description to probably both his channel and the video, so just definitely go check him out. I've seen other videos. Dude, the way he reads them is so freaking, it'll literally give you nightmares, like his name says, and I would turn off the light, but to make the mood more ominous, but you wouldn't be able to see this pretty face, obviously, and I mean, who just doesn't want to do that? So let's get into it. Tinder horror stories. As I hear people yelling in the background, as usual. What else is new? Story number 1.
I'll never forget the first time I used Tinder. It was 2015 during winter break when everyone was back home from college. I figured since I didn't have a girlfriend and didn't have much going on, why not try the app that everyone was talking about? It was like 8 or 9 p.m. on a Thursday night, which was peak hours in terms of activity for the app. I downloaded the app onto my phone, and it was time to set up my profile. I spent a good 10 minutes browsing through my photo albums and found 4 flattering photos of myself that I thought would catch people's attention.
I could just imagine,
I wasn't really experienced with the whole witty,
enough.
funny Tinder bio thing that guys are apparently supposed to do. So I just wrote a few things about myself, like that I was 6 feet tall, played hockey at Penn State, and loved to work out. I swiped right for pretty much everyone just to see how many people would right-swipe me back.
Wow, that's a little desperate.
I got through the given 100 likes quicker than I even expected, and didn't get a single match. My self-esteem was now completely in the toilet. I always thought of myself as really good-looking, so I didn't understand how nobody could have liked me back.
That's rough.
After waiting forever for some kind of notification to come up on my screen, I was considering just deleting the app to save my self-esteem. But finally, a single vibration from my phone, along with the message, "Congratulations, you have a new match," popped up on my phone.
1 match.
Overly excited, I went back into the app and saw that I had matched with the most gorgeous girl I'd seen on the app. She had 4 photos as well, 1 in a bikini with a friend, 1 with 2 girls kissing her on either cheek, 1 with her leaning on a brick wall, and 1 that appeared to be taken at a college frat party. She was 20 years old, just like me, and she went to Syracuse University.
Smart.
I messaged her just a plain old hey with a smiley face. 10 seconds later, she responded, "Hey, cutie." I took a minute to think of something smart to say. Eventually, I wrote something about her sorority and that I had a friend in the same sorority at my school, or something lame like that. She responded really quickly again, this time saying, "OMG, that's so cool," and then a smiley face. I was typing my response when she sent another message, saying, "You're so cute and so close. What are you doing tonight?"
Damn,
at this point, I was excited, and thought this app was easier than I thought it would be. I responded quickly, saying, "Just watching Elf, pretty exciting stuff." She replied back, saying, "OMG, no way, me too. You should come over and we can watch it together," and then a winky face. I told her I was down and asked for her number.
The Alberto Del Rio winky face.
She gave it to me quickly, and I waited a minute before texting her just so I wouldn't seem desperate. When I texted her, the message was sent as a text message, indicating this person wasn't using the iMessage app. I said hey once again. She replied, "Hey, come now," and then pasted an address. The address was 5 miles from my house, or 10 minutes, which wasn't bad at all. I told her I'm on my way. Before leaving, I told my mom I was going out and left.
All the memes.
The address was on the quieter side of town, not necessarily a nice kind of quiet. I pulled up to the house. It had a decent location privacy-wise. Across the street were one of those huge pieces of land surrounded by trees that was dug out deep to collect water during rainfall, and the neighboring houses were kind of spaced out. a red flag went off in my head when I noticed 2 cars in the driveway. I texted her saying I was there, and she replied, "KK, go around back, the front door is loud."
Man.
I replied, "Are your parents home or something?" But she didn't answer this time. I got out of the car and slowly walked around the house, noticing there was no fence to separate the front yard from the back. There was a window on the side of the house, and as I passed it, I realized there was an opening in the blinds. Someone was holding it up, but as soon as I noticed, the blinds fell back into place. I texted her again, saying, "Was that you at the window?"
Nope.
No response. This was a little creepy now.
You gotta be one dumb motherfucker.
I continued walking slowly to the backyard, thinking that I could hear sounds coming from back
horror movie
there.
stuff.
For example, the
never
brief sound of a yard chair scraping against the concrete.
Not the one.
I became so nervous to turn that corner into the backyard that I froze at the edge of the brick wall, and just ever so gradually poked my head around the corner to see if anyone was in the backyard. As far as I could tell, nobody was back there. So I walked to the back door. It was a really old sliding glass door, so I could partially see into the house. Another thing I realized just then that raised more red flags: not a single light was on in the house. You know what, I told myself I'd text her one more time, and if she didn't respond, I was out of there.
You should have been gone.
I took out my phone and texted her, saying, "I'm at the back door, where are you?" She responded within 10 seconds, saying, "Come in." I wasn't comfortable entering that house. I decided to call her for the first time, but after entering the number, the screen said "Text Now audio call." Text Now is one of those iPhone apps that allow you to use a fake phone number for calls and texts. That meant this whole time, whoever this was using a fake phone number. However, the most disturbing part of this was when I heard the sound of a ringtone coming from right behind the glass door, as if somebody were leaning against the wall, hiding. And now as I looked more closely into the house, I could see the glow from a phone screen right next to the door, which confirmed that somebody was hiding there.
Turn that car around, bro. You better get out of there.
Run. I tried to draw as little attention as possible by simply walking back around the house in the opposite direction I came from to avoid being seen through the door. When I was out of possible view, I ran full speed to my car and drove home. I didn't check my texts until I got back home. I had 15 new messages waiting for me, about 12 of them asking, "Where'd you go? Why'd you leave? Come back," and so on. The last 3 were more disturbing, though. The first of the last 3 messages said, "I'm not actually a 20-year-old girl, but I'm sure you figured that out by now." The next one was, "No laws were broken, LOL, good luck." And the last one was, "I know exactly what you look like, and I have your number." I blocked his fake number and went to report and unmatch him on Tinder, but he had already done that. The whole thing was something straight out of a nightmare, but luckily I never got any calls or texts from anyone suspicious, and I was able to forget about it quickly. I've used Tinder a few times since then, but just for fun.
You kept using it.
I've never actually made an effort to go out and meet anyone from the app ever again.
I was gonna say, this dumbass dude is still trying to get out there and get some pieces of ass after you almost died using that shit.
I was on Tinder a few months ago when I was bored. I wasn't looking for anything in particular. Definitely not a relationship, though. Just one of those times to see who swiped me for fun and having pointless chats. Plus, there was always that chance that a girl would be down to meet up for the night, and, you know, maybe I'd get lucky. That didn't happen this night, though. I was the opposite of lucky.
Alright, I gotta stop.
My first 20 or so swipes were full of matches. I sent corny pickup lines to a few of them that I found attractive. However, there was one girl who messaged me first. Her name was Michelle. She was a 23-year-old blonde. She was a solid 9 out of 10, almost unrealistically attractive. So the fact that she said hey first was pretty intoxicating, and I was a little intoxicated quite literally already. She was close too, and eventually things were going so smoothly that I decided to try and be ballsy and turn the conversation sexual. That went smoothly as well, so I escalated things even more by getting her number, and then texting her to try and set something up that same night. To my surprise and delight, she seemed really willing, but she wanted to meet out somewhere and hang out first before going back to her place. I was fine with that, and so she seemed to take charge and set up a time and place to meet. She said she wanted to hang in a small park by her house first at 10 o'clock. It was a little odd, but I was down. I literally counted the minutes until around 9:45 when I decided it was time to leave. Before leaving, I sent a quick confirmation text, and she said she was still down to meet. The drive to the small residential park was maybe 10 minutes, so I got there a little early.
He zoomed
I walked
there.
over to the swing set, the exact point where she wanted to meet. I didn't want to let her know I was early, because I thought that might make me seem needy or anxious, so I waited until exactly 10:02 on the dot to text her saying I was there. This was when she stopped responding. 10:05,
Suspect.
10:10, sitting there waiting with no response.
Waiting too long already.
Of course, at first I figured she was driving and couldn't check her phone, but as the minutes passed, that idea started to become less realistic, and the idea that she flaked was becoming more realistic.
You got abandoned.
The playground area was surrounded by trees.
Then again, this is a horror
In fact, this whole park was very
horror
woodsy.
story
It
video.
hadn't been a weeknight. Nobody was out and about at this
probably
time.
happened.
So honestly, it was kind of creepy sitting in that park alone. The only reason I could see was because of the motion detecting light mounted onto the small bathroom shack. In one direction, the park turned to complete woods for miles, while in the other direction, beyond a few trees, was the neighborhood road. I was sitting on the swing, pushing back and forth in boredom and disappointment. When I froze, the sounds of the squeaky metal swing chains stopped, allowing me to hear something echo out from the little bathroom shack. It sounded like, a typical sound you'd expect to hear from inside one of those bathrooms. Like somebody pressing down on the handle of the paper towel dispenser, or something like that. What I'm trying to say, it sounded intentional, meaning someone might have been in there.
They were like trying to...
Now this wouldn't be a completely strange thing. After all, it's a public park. Only I would have thought that they would lock the bathrooms up at this hour. And who else would actually be in this tiny park at 10:15 on a weeknight?
Why the fuck are you in this
then
tiny park?
I suddenly felt a vibration
Why would
in
you
my
leave them
pocket.
there? No,
So
not a public
excited,
bar.
I whipped out the phone and
Nothing
saw
like
a new
that.
text from Michelle.
Go
The
to
text said exactly
park,
this.
dumb motherfucker.
Hey, just got here. Come into the bathroom. I have a surprise for you.
You
My
need
heart
to
dropped
cut
as I read
it.
this. I felt butterflies in my stomach. Not like an innocent, nervous